My question is, by what authority or interest can the state infringe upon one private citizen's unalienable rights that they're expressing their rights through their private business in favor of another private citizen's unalienable rights?
Okay, and my guess is you're probably talking about the case about the bakers and the
yes, sir.
Sure. So there's a case, fairly well-known case here, where a baker in Colorado refused to bake a cake for a lesbian couple who were getting married. And there are a couple of cases around the country floating around about that. So the question is where the balance is. The genius of our United States Constitution and our framers, they recognize that there will be these conflicts. The First Amendment of the Constitution both says you have the freedom to practice your religion, and it also says the state shall not establish any religion, and those things come to be in tension. And so, a baker has those kind of religious rights, and I always have to be careful because cases like this can appear in front of me, so I'm giving you facts. We actually decided not to take that case by our court. The Court of Appeals decided it. So you have a tension here between arguable rights of the baker and the arguable rights of the lesbian couple. And where the Court of Appeals resolved that case was to say, as part of our business practices in Colorado, the right to run a business, you say, I will not deny an accommodation to anybody. And so I have to provide that accommodation. They also basically said there's no free expression and you're making a cake. You made a cake, and that's not a statement. And so you have to balance rights of different people, and that's why we're called judges and we have to exercise judgment, because cases like these are hard and reasonable people can disagree on them. So how do you balance them? You basically start with the law. And when I talked about applying the rule of law, I always start, what are the principles of law that govern me? And sometimes you do have to have there are some arguable conflicts. In that case, the view was that, as I recall it, they said the baker really was not denied any right of free expression or any rights when you've signed up for a business license to say I'm going to provide services to everybody. And that was where they came out. I got to think the U.S. Supreme Court will hear those cases at some point. It'll be interesting to see. But these are very hard questions. And this is obvious. We are all human beings, and I hope you see from me, I'm human. We can do the best we can with the law. God is God, we're not God. We have to do the best we can to apply the law fairly and equally to everybody, and we try.